Hi, I'm Ben C. Davis and welcome to Pelican Bay on Location. I'm here with Donna Berger Esquire and she's the Executive Director of the Community Advocacy Network. Donna, great to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Donna, the mission of CAN is an advocacy initiative for those who live, serve and work in common interest ownership communities. What exactly does that mean?
Well, to understand the objective of the Community Advocacy Network, you have to first understand what constitutes a common interest ownership community. These are condominiums, homeowners associations, mobile home communities, timeshares, cooperatives. They're communities where residents purchased in a mandatory association because they had a shared vision of the lifestyle they expected and the type of services they wanted in that association. They also wanted to share the financial burdens to pay for those services and that lifestyle. CAN's goal is to provide education, outreach, and advocacy on behalf of those communities. And there's approximately 51,000 community associations in the state of Florida. That's a significant percentage of Florida's population, and CAN's goal is to reach out to that population.
More specifically, how can the residents and members of Pelican Bay benefit from being a CAN member?
Well, Pelican Bay is a prime example of a community that has the ability to wield a tremendous amount of political clout. There are 93 associations with approximately 16,000 residents in Pelican Bay. CAN provides Pelican Bay with a platform to organize and harness those voices in a uniform way, to use the tools on our website, the information we give them through our email alerts, to contact their local representatives, and also be part of a bigger vision, to not only come at it as a member of Pelican Bay Foundation, but also as a member of the Community Advocacy Network, which represents 1,000 associations statewide with hundreds of thousands of residents in those communities.
Now, you mentioned your website. Your website is fairly comprehensive. What would you suggest would be a first click to a new user?
Well, for a new visitor, I would suggest that they navigate the site a little, look at our mission statement, which is posted on the About Us. I know when I go to a website, I'm looking for credibility. Who am I dealing with? Who are these people? Go to the About Us link. I'm a community association attorney with 15 years experience and also a registered lobbyist. There's information about our CAN lobbyist on there. If I were a first-time visitor, I'd also look at the In the Media section to see what issues are out there. A lot of the issues pertaining to community associations are being waged in the media. You'll hear about condominium and homeowner issues on the nightly news. You'll read about it in the newspaper or on the internet. I would also suggest a new-time visitor looking at the upcoming meeting links to see if there's any meetings going on in their neighborhood that might be of interest to their community, and also using the useful links section. Now, for an ongoing member who's not a first-time member who's familiar with the site, I recommend that they always go to the latest issues in legislation. That's where they're going to find out what's going on that particular week. If we're in session, out in Florida, we have a 60-day session. We have a part-time legislature in Florida. Typically runs from March to May. A week during sessions, like a month in regular time. So I recommend that they log on frequently during session to see what bills are up before what committees. And in that latest issues in legislation tab, there will be an alert telling them what they need to do if there's a bill that's up before a particular committee, and when the vote's being taken, when the vote will take place, and who they should contact.
So the website's very current. Is it updated regularly?
Oh, during session, it's updated several times during any particular day. And you'll also get alerts very frequently during session. Now, right now, we're having this conversation, we're not in session. So what are we talking about now? I recently sent out an alert regarding hurricane mitigation credits that are available to all community associations. I also sent out an alert regarding budget cuts that are being proposed through the Division of Florida Land Sales, which regulates condominiums and cooperatives. Most of Pelican Bay folks would not know about those things but for these alerts. They're not something that the media is going to be alerting people to on the budget cuts, but there's something that they need to know about because they can actually make a difference by weighing in.
How does CAN interact with state and local government?
Well, again, we meet regularly with their elected representatives. We're asked very frequently. Right now, we are participating in a lot of legislative drafting. We also have a series of roundtable and panel discussions where we will invite their elected officials to come, and Pelican Bay members will be invited to participate in those roundtable discussions and meet their elected representatives. We encourage them during the down months, before legislators get into their interim committee weeks, to pick up the phone and make an appointment. You know, one thing your public policy makers want is access to constituents. So if you pick up the phone and say, I'm from Island Club community and we'd like to come meet with you, they love that. And that's an opportunity for them to put a name and a face to a community. You have to understand, there's 160 members of the Florida legislature. They see hundreds of pieces of legislation during any given session. They're not experts in all of those various areas that are touched on by those bills. They look to two people for answers when those bills come up. Either lobbyists, who will speak to them and try to push their agenda, or constituents. So when a community association bill crosses their desk, if they remember meeting with Ben from Island Club community, they might just pick up the phone and say, Ben, is this something that I should be voting for or against? It's a tremendously powerful tool.
And finally, Donna, what is your aim for Pelican Bay's relationship for the future with CAN?
Well, my aim would be, you know, they're an incredibly valuable community, not only on the local level, but the statewide level. I'd like to see an ongoing relationship with Pelican Bay. I think we've got the tools that allow them to not only effectively lobby at the state level, but at the local level as well in terms of any local issues. I know that incorporation's been on the menu for Pelican Bay for some time. They can quickly, with the Capital Connection tool, email their city and county commissioners as well as local media outlets. So if they have an issue regarding density or zoning or traffic or an adjacent project that's going up, they should be using those tools on the CAN website to express their goals.
Great, Donna, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for watching Pelican Bay on Location. I'm Ben C. Davis. Until next time.